So Rose McGowan has put Oprah on blast.
He seemingly suggested in the caption that Oprah knew the Hollywood producer was mistreating women.
And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment.
No, they eat babies. That is not bullshit. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood.
So there's this secret rooms. They got secret rooms.
Go on, tell me, how do I find the secret?
So when you go in the secret rooms, because they hide it in loads of places, they tie string around and then they put it all around the body, but they're naked and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
So in worshiping the devil, participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism.
The ritualistic behaviors, the putting girls in the suitcases.
These are my girls. These are my girls.
Yo, so why am I hearing that Oprah had a school for girls and all of them went missing?
50 Cent has been speaking more openly about what he believes is a long-standing culture of protection inside the entertainment industry. For years, he's questioned why certain powerful figures seem to avoid accountability, even as victims connected to the Epstein case have claimed they were silenced. Now, in the wake of renewed attention around the recently released Epstein-related documents, 50 Cent appears to be paying closer attention to the names being discussed and the ones that aren't. He recently hinted at exploring a documentary focused on JayZ after public speculation grew online, surrounding mentions connected to the broader Epstein conversation. He hasn't made any direct accusations, but he's made it clear that he's watching how influence and visibility operate at the highest levels. What has added even more tension is that Oprah's name has also surfaced in unrelated discussions online, tied to Epstein-associated reporting that does not imply wrongdoing. But it has fueled curiosity about proximity, power, and how elite circles overlap. Oprah and 50 Cent have never exactly been aligned, and viewers are now wondering who he's really referring to when he talks about protection at the top. So what is he suggesting, and why is this conversation resurfacing now? Let's break it down.
Full of pets as well. Yeah. A dog and a cat with interesting names, to say the least.
Yeah. That's Oprah.
That's Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay. Named after the Oprah, and your cat's name is?
And then Gail.
Okay, Gail.
Whenever these conversations resurface, JayZ's name is often brought up quickly. His long-standing tension with 50 Cent is no secret, and that rivalry has existed for years within the industry. Recent online discussions have pointed to the fact that JayZ's name appeared in an FBI tip line intake report connected to Epstein-related material. It's important to clarify that a tip line entry is simply a record of a claim made by an unnamed individual, not a confirmed finding, not a charge, and not a conclusion. No verified evidence or legal action has established wrongdoing connected to that mention. Still, in today's climate, even being referenced in documents tied to a high-profile case can spark intense speculation. Some observers also point to JayZ's historic associations within entertainment circles, including figures like Diddy after Diddy's legal troubles. 50 Cent publicly criticized him and even moved forward with a documentary project. That move signaled how seriously 50 views issues of power and accountability within the industry. Notably, JayZ has remained largely quiet during recent controversies involving industry peers. For some fans, that silence feels strategic. For others, it's simply discretion. Over the years, various rumors and allegations have circulated online about multiple high-profile figures, often without verified evidence or legal confirmation. In nearly every case, those involved have denied wrongdoing, and no court findings have established criminal liability tied to these claims. But in the current climate, perception alone can shift public narratives. When allegations, proven or not, stack up in public conversation, reputations can be affected regardless of legal outcomes. That's the broader point in this discussion, not verdicts, not conclusions, but how scrutiny, silence, rivalry, and speculation intersect in an era where visibility and power are constantly being re-examined.
Bombshell footage has surfaced from Africa, where JayZ has been accused of running child safaris. for Jeffrey Epstein's VIP associates and the global elite.
Oh, you put that thing on the wall.
So you see how we do it here on Saturday. This is what it's. So you see how we do it here on Saturday. This is what it's.
I've been known for not being a big fan of rap music because of misogynist lyrics and because of the use of the N-word. You obviously feel differently, and a little bit.
Oprah is mentioned here because Oprah Winfrey and JayZ built a very visible public association. After his 2009 appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show,
JayZ and Beyoncé's home searched amidst recent allegations.
Tonight, the Department of Justice releasing their final batch of files.
And the millions of newly released Justice Department records
Connected to the late convicted senator Jeffrey Epstein.
They include Epstein's messages with powerful men.
You're the only one who never yelled at me about it. And I take it any time from you. I want to see him get it.
In your thoughts on Donald Trump and what it means for mass incarceration?
You know what? This is a labor of love for Jay, and as a result, he's my friend. We're here to talk about that and nothing else.
Then can I ask you about mass incarceration? And do you think the movement is okay?
What did it say JayZ did? He was there in 1996. Come on, people.
she praised him publicly, called him charming, and even said he changed her view of hip-hop culture. So when 50 talks about protection at the top, audiences notice those connections. Then there's Harvey Weinstein. JayZ and his company Roc Nation had business agreements with the Weinstein Organization. At the time, it was framed as strong storytelling and important content. But after Weinstein's sexual abuse charges emerged in 2017, people began re-examining those links.
54-year-old singer shared this meme of Oprah kissing Harvey Weinstein on Wednesday that read, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you're the solution." He seemingly suggested in the caption that Oprah knew the Hollywood producer was mistreating women, writing, "You'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young starry-eyed actresses."
She praised him publicly, called him charming, and even said he changed her view of hip-hop culture. So when 50 talks about protection at the top, audiences notice those connections. Then there's Harvey Weinstein. JayZ and his company Roc Nation had business agreements with the Weinstein Organization. At the time, it was framed as strong storytelling and important content. But after Weinstein's sexual abuse charges emerged in 2017, people began re-examining those links.
I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many who regret ever knowing. Every minute I spent with him, I regret, and I, apologize that I did that.
Weird details coming out about Bill Gates' rocky relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. One day, Epstein is offering to get Bill Gates a Nobel Peace Prize through his connections, and then the next day he's blackmailing Gates about his affair.
People didn't take that lightly. It came across almost like damage control. Because Oprah Winfrey had photographed appearances and cordial interactions with Harvey Weinstein. Over the years, her response was closely analyzed. Again, proximity doesn't equal culpability. But in conversations about protection at the top, proximity keeps coming up. Another name that often surfaces in discussions connected to Epstein is Bill Clinton. This isn't just internet speculation. There are documented records showing he flew on Epstein's private jet between 2002 and 2003 for multiple overseas trips. Counting individual flight legs, his name appears 26 times in the logs. Destinations included Bangkok, Brunei, Rwanda, Russia, and China. Ghislaine Maxwell, listed as GM in some logs, also appears in records from certain trips. There are historical photos of Epstein and Maxwell at White House-related events in the early 90s, where Clinton was present, and Epstein contributed to Clinton-related fundraising initiatives. Clinton's team has acknowledged the plane travels, stating they were for foundation work and that he was unaware of Epstein's criminal activities. They also say he never visited Epstein's private island. Meanwhile, Oprah has interviewed Clinton on her platform multiple times, sharing public stages and events with him. Again, this doesn't indicate wrongdoing, but it's why associations like these come up when discussing elite networks and who interacts with whom. From there, the next name that often appears in these discussions is Bill Gates, another example of documented interactions that have been publicly reported for years.
Questions remain there of what can't even begin to know all of it. Those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer those.
To bring it back to Oprah for a moment, she has also interviewed Bill Gates, featuring him on her platform for his philanthropic and global health work. What many call her big brain charity lane. The pattern people notice is consistent: influential figures, the same circles, shared platforms, and public respectability. With Gates, the connection to Epstein is documented. He has acknowledged meeting Epstein several times between 2011 and 2014, including visits to Epstein's Manhattan residence. Gates has maintained that these meetings were about philanthropy, global health, fundraising ideas, and dinners, and that he never visited Epstein's private island. The Gates Foundation has also clarified that no donations or payments were made to Epstein. Still, public scrutiny persists, partly. That's because Melinda French Gates has said Gates should explain why he engaged with Epstein in the first place. She has noted that these interactions were a factor in their 2021 divorce, and that concerns about them dated back to around 2011.